Hello everyone, I'm here with our full moon in Aquarius super moon report. And I'm going to do it a bit differently today. I did speak about this last time. This is a little bit different again. So I'm kind of, rather than me just reading off the prompts, I'm going to speak a bit, probably pause, then go back to the notes and speak a bit. So you kind of got me talking to you as opposed to kind of looking down and reading the notes. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see how it goes. But I think it'll be a little bit more friendly, a little bit more as they were collaborating, working together. But yeah, let's get into this. So we've got our full moon in Aquarius on the 19th of August, 2024. It's in, obviously, Aquarius, it's at 27 degrees, and with the sun opposite at the same degree point, which is how it works. Sun's in Leo, moon's in Aquarius. Okay, so that's what we've got. The other things I want to tell you is it's 6:25 p.m. UK time. It's 11:25 a.m. Pacific time and 1, bear with me 2 seconds, I'm going to check. Things at 1:25 p.m. Eastern time. Now this is a high energy full moon. There is so much going on in this chart. And I knew I'm gonna try really hard now to bring you the reports that are actually more about what's happening in your world, how you can work with the energy of the moon. So I'm going to try my best, okay? But like I said, it's going to be a bit different. I'm not really sure why I'm doing this way. It just feels right today to do it this way. Rather than having something fully written down and just reading it off to you, I want to kind of give you things that you can use, stick your teeth into, and kind of move with. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Aquarius in general. As in what Aquarius means, how Aquarius feels, what Aquarius is. Now, Aquarius is the IE energy, but it's that kind of, it wants everything for everyone. It wants rights for all. It wants to be, it's kind of the maverick in some ways. Aquarius wants to do things a different way. It's not a new, not new, it's not old style energy. It doesn't use something we knew before. It wants to bring in things that we maybe haven't seen before. Aquarius has a lot of that about it, right? And because of that, this chart being it's so busy. So we've got 3 T-squares, and they're in cardinal mutable, and what's the other one? Fixed sign. So we've got all of that going on. So that's kind of a lot of movement, shifting energy going on, okay? Which means that no matter where you are or who you are, you're going to feel this one. You're probably going to feel this. And as I said, it was a super moon, which also means it's going to be close to the earth, which means we'll feel it even more. And that brings up a sense of emotionality. How are you feeling? How are things going for you? That kind of thing, all right? So without further ado, let's have a little look at some of the other pieces that are going on with this chart. So this moon asks us how we're ready to shift and emerge. Like I said, there's a lot of energy around it. There really, really is. And it's kind of a high energy full moon. But as I said to you before last time in our moon report, I want this to be about assistance, how we can assist you to move yourself forward, how we can assist you to drive into the space that you're being given. You see, there's so much more to the moons that we kind of give them credit for. And this particular moon is bringing in a lot for you to think about. So with this full moon, it's about thinking about how you can evolve into something new. And the moon will shift you because you'll have no choice. There's something so grand about this full moon. There's something so pronounced about this full moon, okay? So we've got Uranus square the moon and the sun, okay? And that's at, bear with me just 2 seconds. So that's at 27 degrees, okay? And because of this 27 degrees that's coming in, I want you to think about your divine thoughts, your spirituality, what's really happening for you, how are you shifting, and what is spiritual that's coming up for you? Because there's a lot of that in this Aquarius full moon. The other thing I want to say about the Aquarius full moon is, although it's not a water sign, it's represented by water. Now, it's the water bearer. So there's something of an emotional slant to this, but I want to put it in a spiritual context. So take that and remember that. There's something emotionally going on. I would say that the angels are saying to me that for some of you, it's like this full moon comes along and it wants to shift your emotional landscape, okay? What parts are coming up to the surface to be healed, to be cleaned, and to be cleared? So for me, for example, I have quite a loud inner critic that I didn't know was really shouting in the back of my mind all the time. And I've not really noticed it because most of the things I do them in the moment. So the critic can't come up, so it can't shout. But here what I found is if I do something in planning mode, then the critic starts to shout and it starts to shout, and I've never really even noticed it, which is really weird, isn't it? Because you'd think that it would shout so loud that I'd hear it. But I just kind of move past it. But there's a particular issue that's happening with me where I'm struggling with that. Now I want you to really go inward and say to yourself, what's coming up for me? And how can I move through it, shift through it? Because this Aquarius full moon is going to help you. It's going to help you in some way, regardless of this squares. There is something that is going to help you with that movement, with that shift, okay? So how can you be a genius? How can you step into being radical, shifting your energy, moving yourself? These are all Aquarius concepts. Aquarius wants this. It doesn't want the status quo. It wants something new and imbibed and higher. It wants that. And it's asking you in this full moon to really conceptualize how that can work for you. How can that work for you? How can that fuse and play with your energy and become a real thing? Now, there's something very profound in this moon because it's also going to, like I said, it's going to tug at your emotional heartstrings. And because we've got these T-squares that are in all the signs, it doesn't matter what sign you're in, there is going to be some kind of emotionality peaking and brought to light as well, okay? As we've already discussed, the sun and moon are square Uranus. There's something of the wild card to Uranus, and Uranus wants you to shift, to move, to be radical, to do something you wouldn't normally do. Almost what scares you but is good for you. It kind of says that. And the wildness of Uranus means you may not know how this is going to turn out. In fact, no, you definitely won't know how it's going to turn out, but it's asking you to put your faith and trust in this new support that's coming for you. There is a new trajectory being given to you, and you're being given support. There's a supportive element around it. There's something high vibe coming in for you. So you're getting ready for a kind of shift. Okay, but it's so, there's such a profoundness to this shift. There's such a Uranian sort of push from behind. And I get for some of you, the angels are actually saying it, there's a kind of a fierce story opening up. So I talked about this actually in my self-love, self-care system coaching page on Facebook. There's a little video in there, and if you're interested, check it out. I don't know if I can put a link here. I'll try and put a link here for you so you guys can check it out. It doesn't matter whether you've got Facebook or not, you'll be able to see it, okay? But I talked about this, and it's about this kind of energy, and this is what Aquarius is bringing up, okay? It's bringing up something in your past of fear that then gets created into anxiety because you're going into the future with this thing. But the angels are saying to me, tell you guys to stay right here in this moment, right here with me in this moment. We're not thinking about that thing. We're just going where we're called one step at a time, one beat at a time. We're not pushing this. We're not pushing ourselves. We're taking the pieces. We're moving gently. We're evolving well. We're allowing Uranus to support us to get bigger, wilder. This, like I said, it's the wild card. There's surprises. There's something coming in for you. Uranus wants that for you. With Aquarius also being at 27 degrees, if you look in your birth chart, right, look at where Aquarius is and look where 27 degrees is and which house it falls in, and you'll know what you're actually working with. What's coming up for you? Is it something familial? Is it wealth or career? Is it to do with your spiritual aspect? Ask yourself, look at the house it's in. So, for example, is it in your third house or is it in your seventh house? Look at those and see what it's, because that will bring up something, because each of the houses are linked to something. Okay, I can't remember them at the moment. I've got dyscalculus, so it kind of makes me a little bit wishy-washy. So yeah, there's that, and that will assist you as you move forward. That will assist you as you play that game through. And the angels are saying to me to tell you guys to step into what's kind of been because I feel for all of you, there's a sense of a call. You're being called to step up to something. Where are you being called to step up? The other thing is the angels are telling me to say to you, where you failing to step up because you're resisting the call. Okay, because Aquarius won't let you resist it. Aquarius is going to ask you to go, and if you don't go, it's going to drag you kind of kicking and screaming to go. You will be going, so you might as well go with love, go with happiness, go with grace. Yeah, I hope that's helping you and making sense. So this new stage in your life also wants you to think about creativity. There's so much creativity highlighted because we've got the sun in Leo, so that's kind of like the path of the heart, and it's asking you to, where can you express yourself? What expressiveness can you kind of tune into? So with Aquarius, you could be thinking of like vision boards, visioning your future, maybe doing some journaling, using the words to envision your future, that kind of thing. Because Aquarius is asking you to see the potential now, see the next potential. Yeah. Now, I want to say something to you that you're going to find interesting and intriguing, but I want to say it to you. Some of you may already be feeling this Aquarius energy, and it may have started, I'd say Monday. So Monday, last Monday, because today is the 19th, the Aquarius full moon is on the Monday, but it's the last Monday, so the 12th, okay? Something started coming in. Did you do something that you were surprised at yourself? Did you already fall into the Aquarius energy? So those of you who are very sensitive, high vibrational, maybe a little bit moony. So the moon may affect your energy and your frequency, and it may have actually hit you earlier. And if it hit you early, you may have already started this ball rolling. So you may feel it, you may be feeling the tug, you may be feeling the pull. Where are you being called to step up? Is it independence? Because that's what the angels are showing me, independence. Is it making a decision? Is it making a strong, powerful decision? Is it rising into a higher aspects of yourself? Is there some kind of, I feel a sense of division. Actually, it's interesting because the angels are saying for some of you guys, the Aquarius full moon is going to be like bringing back the whole of yourself. There's a division in you. Aquarius doesn't want that. It wants this cohesion. It's pulling you back. And I feel this sense of resistance. However, I think some of you have noticed you can't resist this pull. You want this thing, but you are struggling because of the disconnect between your old self and the new self, because this is a new way, this is a new you. Aquarius is bringing this in for you. It really, really is. With Mercury retrograde, there's somewhat of a unclear vision of where you're going. So it's like, here's the thing. Okay, so you've been given something. Maybe you've been given a book. Maybe you've been given tickets to go and see someone abroad. Maybe you're going abroad. But there's a kind of unknown element to that decision. And even if you made it earlier, maybe you booked it last year, but you're still going right now. And that kind of is bringing in an unknown element. There's a twist with this because the Mercury retrograde normally brings in things like review, recalibrate, renew, that kind of thing, right? But there's a kind of twist. But it's a good twist. I want to say that it's a good twist. And I see the angels showing me surprising, beautiful things coming forward. They're showing me high vibe. You need to have some attention to detail. They're saying to me, don't take risks, to tell you not to take risks. But they're saying because we're still in retrograde and then we'll come out of it soon at the end of the month. But for now, because you've got this kind of dance going on, you've got this dance, you've got this Aquarius energy that's so let's do it, let's be for everyone, let's give everyone the permission. And so you might find that where you haven't given yourself permission is coming up. Where do you stunt your own growth? Where do you stop yourself? Where do you disconnect from your own vibration? Where are you controlling your own self? Where are you putting a lid on yourself, making yourself small? Aquarius doesn't like that because it wants rights for everybody and because it wants rights for everyone. It doesn't want anyone to feel as if they don't belong in this world, right? So this is like a call to you to accept it's like the mission. It's like Mission Impossible. Accept the mission. Take that. And be braver than you've ever been. Because you've got to be brave if you're going on Mission Impossible, right? You don't know what's coming. You don't know who's going to be there. But there's an adventure in this. There's an adventurous style part of your plot, of your movie, becoming and unfurling for you. I keep messing about with the lighting because it's going up and down. It's driving me up the wall. It really, 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 really is. So I'm just going to have a little look, see what else we can look at. Yeah, there's a really interesting component in the fact that this journey is, it's like you'll be given a coin or a dice, and someone said if it's heads you go left, if it's tails you go right. So if it's 3 on the dice you go left, or if it's 4 on the dice you go straight ahead. It's that kind of thing, right? And it's, you're not really in possession of what this journey is going to give you, yet there's a, like I said, there's an adventurous element in it, and it's saying to you, come on, let's do this, come on, it's Aquarius, let's go and blind them all with something or other, you know, let's go and let's get everyone in on the party. It wants that for you. It really truly, I mean, it really does. So Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees might be bringing up your limitations, okay? And that was the thing I was talking about earlier, about how you may not feel prepared for this. You may not feel ready for the step that you're taking. And like I say, some of you may have already jumped into it a little bit. You might get the feeling of it. Yeah, Saturn wants to support you with this. It wants to support you so long as you're taking it piece by piece and going slowly and effectively. Saturn wants to help you with that. It wants to allow you to do that. It wants to make that a thing for you. Now, it's quite interesting because there is an element of, I suppose, surprise is probably something a little bit like I said before, that surprising element of Uranus coming through. And it's almost as if you're like, well, I don't really know. And there's lots and lots of squares in this chart which are making you feel like, oh my word, because all these limitations are coming up, but the limitations are calling you to sort of expand, and you're being asked to sort of get rid of things that you don't need. Sort of think of it like clearing your external and internal world, right? Think of it about what's this emotional stuff that's sort of playing around with you, and how can you kind of tune into that, express that, walk into what you love. Because there's a sense of, you know, I love this, yet I'm terrified of it. I want this, yet I'm unsure of it. But Aquarius asks you to be brave while it's linked to Uranus, and it asks you to balance out, because you'll remember a square isn't a negative as such. I mean, astrologers, we do sometimes say, well, it's a square, it's more of a negative slot, but actually they are growing points, they are evolution points. If you've got a square, then you're being given the opportunity to move beyond that limitation, beyond that way of thinking, beyond that way of doing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to all of you. Due to the high energy vibe of this chart, the issues that are in your tissues are going to flare. I'm telling you, without fail, they're going to start coming up. Now, you can deal with them because you have the Aquarius support. You can do that. So you've also got the Sun in Leo support, which is the path of the heart, and there's a strong Leonian element there. So if it feels like to you and a bit overwhelming, you're going to release that, okay? Now, the angels are telling me to tell you this is one step at a time, one point at a time, one move at a time. You're not going the full hog. So say you were buying a house, for example, you're going to buy a house, but you're not just going to go there and say, I'm buying this house, and you've got the keys and you're in the house. That's not happening, right? So you've got to do the bit where you liaise with the people who are selling the house, or the agents, and then you need to get the paperwork signed. So do those little pieces and allow your strength to build up as you do this. Now, because activating energy, which is the issues coming up in your tissues, can throw you off course if you're not careful. So do note that, and do be careful of that as well, okay? So I want you to remember there is a lot to be excited about in this chart. There's excitement, and I can feel it. I can feel it as I talk to you guys. I'm doing this report today on the 15th. So 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Normally we go into full moons about 3 days before, but because this is a super moon, we're already in the energy, and I can feel the energy. I can feel it. It's like, come on, come on. I almost feel like, come on, come on. And it's like, come and do the things you're meant to do. Break down the old order in your life, you see, it's interesting, because what I'm actually seeing, because the angels are showing me it for you guys, is that everyone watching this, you really get some high knowledge here, because the things that kept you stuck, they're coming up and you can see them. Now, if you're in spiritual high vibration, self-love, deep energy, you're going to be able to go, oh, I know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. I know why I'm doing that. So for me, for example, the little loud voice is the voice of my parents, one of my parents when I was younger, who was more cautious, let's say, or say overly cautious, right? It keeps coming up, and I've started talking to it, going, shh, it's okay, it's going to be great, it's going to be fine. And I want you to take that. If that's coming up with you too, it's okay, I've got your back, I love you, we're fine. Because more often than not, that little voice is a little you, a tiny you, the inner you, or it could be your teenager, really where it absorbed that energy, that way, that belief, that feeling, and it's bringing it into being, it's bringing it into conceptualization. It's not real and it's not yours, so it needs to go. And Aquarius full moon will help you, linked with the Uranus and with Mercury retrograde. And we've got some really strong, we've got the T-squares, the 3 T-squares, we've got a lot of energy going on. They will help you. There's help here. You're not alone, okay? And obviously there may be some challenge in that. Yet the challenge is what will drive you and motivate you, because that's what Aquarius does. It motivates. So the squares, as I spoke about before, are calling us to balance. So we've got Saturn square Mars and Jupiter, and they are literally bringing you to a space where you can balance out the expansion with Mars next to it, with a kind of control of that expansion, also your mind, your capacity, and obviously not going into negative frameworks. There's energy there, and because that's coming in on the level of sort of a sense of independence, there's a spiritual element to it as well. You've also got the element of how you make your money and how you bring in your luck, so that comes in too. So there's a lot going on. There's so much in this chart, I can't do it all today, but what I am going to do is I'm going to get you the tarot. So let's see what the tarot tells us, because I think the tarot will really kind of supercharge it for us, so we get what's really going on. Remember, I get 2 cards for you, and I get these 2 cards, and then we're going to go into the understanding of what this is and doing your full moon release. So let's get 2 cards, angels, for this full moon. Can I get 1 at a time, or you can give me 2 at once? That's no problem. I always get excited because I don't know what they are. So, oh, look at that one. Oh, they showed me it because they're cheeky. Right, okay. Ooh. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles as the first card for the moon, and it's really, really interesting because what did I say to you? This is kind of that transformative energy, and the energy is trying to take you somewhere else, and it's trying to move you and shift you. What's this knight doing? Looking behind himself. Oh, I'm looking over here. It's great over here. I don't want to go over there. It doesn't really matter how much you turn around and try to stay in the old state place. You are not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. The knight needs to charge off. Obviously, I have turned that around so you can't see him, but he needs to go off. Let's say he's going this way, right? I always say left to right. Okay, I always say left to right. So you're looking back here, left to right. And if you are that way inclined to think you're going forward here, that's not normally the case. Okay, I don't know why that is. It's what comes up with me, and it's what the angels say. Now, the angels are saying with regard to this, it's like you can hear the call. You can hear the call. It's loud, right? It's really loud. It's loud, it's loud, it's loud. And I want to say this in a positive sense, that this is you getting something, maybe paying for something that's going to shift you forward. I want to say that for you. I want to say that you feel difficult in this energy. You feel there's a struggle in it, which is why you're stationary. You're stationary. You're stationary because you're a little nervous of turning around. You're a little bit nervous about going where you're meant to be going. Yet the Aquarius moon saying to me, to say to you guys, no, that's not the case. The angels are like going, look, tell them all that. Do the thing you need to do. Do the thing. Take the step. Find the pieces. Pause, reflect. 5-second pause, reflect. Aquarius doesn't want too long a pause. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release, release, release. This is about your emotionality. It's linked to money, guys. There is something about money that's linked in this. It's also linked to whether you feel yourself as good enough or not good enough. You're in the middle energy and the night energy. Why are you in the middle energy? Because you don't feel like a child, but you're not feeling quite like an adult. You're not quite sure. There's something holding you, right? Almost captive in a way of behaving that kept you it kept you okay, but it doesn't embrace your higher aspect, and that's what it does. That's what this moon's saying to you, okay? Now, the other card of the moon makes a lot of sense. You got the Ace of Cups. It's an ace. It's transformative. You're in deep transformative energy with this Aquarius full moon. No matter what you do, transformation, transformation, transformation. You're stepping up, higher vibration, higher space, higher living. It's a new beginning, guys, and you are not allowed to stop it. It's coming fast, it's coming hard. There's more, because we're going into eclipse season next. So it's really, this is the point where you can stick or twist. But the angels are telling me you need to twist, because otherwise you'll be forced to twist in a really uncomfortable way, rather than just swiveling around and going, I'm going with this. Get it? Got it now. Swiveling round and going with this. Yeah? Stick, twist. The angels are saying new beginning, new highlighted transformation. There's new energy, new you. The vibration has been coming up cumulatively over the last months. Well, it's been months, right? Lots and lots of new moons and full moons have been bringing this up. We are nearly there. We are ready to shift. We're ready to go where we're meant to, and we're ready to have what we deserve. So get ready to emerge and co-create. Now, our release intention, no, not our release intentions, our release statements for the full moon in Aquarius. I would say to you all to go into your body, your consciousness, your spiritual being, and yourself. This is all about autonomy, and this is all about you having yourself really individualized and able to be in the capacity of higher living. So this release is all about you releasing anything that keeps you small, anything that stops you being your higher self and in your power and having your rights. You're entitled to your voice, you're entitled to your feelings, you're entitled to going the way you want to. And if you're doing something in a way that others don't approve of, so you can shift this, trust in yourself, okay? So the release here would be, I no longer need to look for others for validation to move myself forward in the way that is right for me. And my nervous system may get upset. So then the next release is, where my nervous system puts fear in me and I want to do something, I will release the elements of fear to Gaia so that I can move forward in higher consciousness energy. So there you go. Hope that works for you. Happy full moon in Aquarius. Have a good one. I hope this worked. I'm not sure it did. I'll probably watch it and go, this wasn't very good. I won't do it again if it didn't work, my lovelies. I'm sending you so much love, guys. If you've got this far, thank you so much. I want to say thank you for those of you who comment. I want to say thank you to those of you who put likes on my posts. I want to say thank you to those of you who subscribe to me. I really owe you a lot of love, and I'm really grateful to you. Do subscribe if you haven't done already and you've got this far. I would love to have you on board. Do give me a thumbs up too. And if you're interested, there'll be some angel messages and maybe my weekly readings above for you to check out. Sending you all so much love. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful full moon. And I'm hoping that it takes you into a new journey, a new life that is going to be especially delicious and amazing for you. Take care. Lots of love, everyone. Bye. Bye. Lots of love. Bye.